trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for
I'm here. I thought I was on mute, but I am here. Hit the thumbs up button. I am live. Do not disturb. Okay, it's installing an update on YouTube on my iPad. I mean, I thought Dow futures were going to be way down. Morning, Mark, Chris, Coral. Dow futures did take a tumble, but God, the core portfolio, man. There's only Berkshire. Let me make sure this is right. I'm gonna log back in, log out, because yesterday this was giving me problems. My ears. Before I get on, I like to make sure stuff's right. Hit the thumbs up button. Let me just make sure I'm logged in. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of green on that screen. Wow. Heart starts down. Have you gotten your iBit yet? Morning, Sierra. It's funny, on my screen, Sierra and Coral both look the same with the logo. And with these old eyes, I can't see. By the way, as everyone tunes in, this is going to be a golden pick, I think. It's already on the watch list. I mean, it's been on the watch list. But God, look at that. I mean, you got a lot of space to go. And you might say, well, the 4-hour algorithm doesn't do well on this one because it loses you 3%, but buying and holding loses you 25% over the last 2 years. So 3% might not be that bad, specifically on a stock like this, but yesterday's earnings changed things around. Should we do some scans? What's up? Let's see some scanners. Why not? We'll use the scanner. Nobody's complained that they're not getting scans anymore, so I've stopped doing them. But let's see. Scans. There's the core portfolio. I guess nobody cares about. Let's look at the top watched on StockTwits. Anything? No. Let's see. Anything on Alpha Picks? Larry! Let's see. I'm not going to do brokerage holding. Let's do daily. Top stocks. Oh, you know what? You're getting me in 1080p. Let's bump this up to 4K. MNSO. It was one of the top stocks, maybe 2023. That's probably a top 2023 stock. I mean, it's just traded sideways. This is one that I don't even know what they do. Let's see. MNSO. It is consumer discretionary, broadline retail. Let's see the description. An investment holding company engages in retail wholesale of lifestyle products and pop toy products in China. So it is a China company. And we have seen year to date, it's down 5%. It's an interesting one. It's not expensive. Market cap is $7 billion, so it's not. Bullish bites. What up? Yeah, so it's, and I'm trying to figure out, Substack is wacky, first off. Okay, I don't have one open. So if you go to the website here, okay, this is the first one. So I'm attaching the pod here. So if you're a paid subscriber, you get the full 45 minutes commercial free, okay? Free subscribers get like a 3-minute preview of that video. So they have to go to the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube to watch the commercial one. Then on Pod Notes, everybody gets the Pod Notes. And so that's the free portion because, you know, the goal is to provide free stuff to everybody. But then the paid portion, you get these bonus episodes. So you're getting the commercial free, the ability to listen commercial free, which is one of the benefits of the newsletter. But you also get these bonus ones, and it's in the paid section. And every now and then when I feel like something can live on, I throw it in the education section as well. Now, the app looks nothing like this, Coral. It looks nothing like this. So for paid members, the other thing that you get as a paid member is you get this chat. And so I pretty much paywall most of the chat. And it's nothing more than hey, I just paywall it. Ben, I think any reaction is an overreaction. And I think it's not as, how do I put this? Your guess is as good as mine as to what Trump will do. And Coral, does that, is that a good explanation? I need to just make sure that this is a little bit more well organized. I think there's an ability for me to do different sections up here. And so that may be what I do, different sections. But the problem that I have is the website looks nothing like the app. Yeah. Well, and it's not Substack, honestly. Coral, don't blame Substack. It's your boy. Your boy here is just a beginner when it comes to setting this stuff up because it's a website and I'm not good at it. So, but I do think that the education section, if you go back, I mean, I know some of these are dated. Like if you go back to the beginning, confirmation, MACD, button hook algorithm, all of this stuff, these are all terms that I use. Cross up, RSI, Bollinger Bands, leveraged ETFs. I say all of those terms. Golden cross, death cross, shared strategies and scanners. Why the 4-hour time frame for the algo? What other time frames do I use and why? Buy and sell over and under this price. How do I find the price? I mean, that still goes well. When to sell stocks. That's just a perfect collaboration with me and weekly stock picks. Trading using candlesticks, day trading, swing trading, or long-term. You can use candlesticks to trade even on a yearly basis. You just have to know what the candlesticks say and what the trend is. Trading with VWAP. That's not something that I necessarily do, but SMCI is a great example. And this was during this time. But you know, hey, there's a lot of learnings that you can do. Finding stocks in the choppy market, fundamentals that Peter Lynch focuses on, creating my alpha picks portfolio with 5 stocks to buy on Monday. That didn't turn out very well. Just FYI, just so you know. That's why I went with the whole portfolio. Meme stocks like GME and FFIE. I created a 5-minute algorithm that I thought was pretty good. I hate the exit, love the entry. Managing your portfolio, watering your flowers, not your weeds. How do you hold on to stuff? Well, I just, you and I just messaged in the chat about that one. Because, that one, I may pull that one out. 5 traders and charts for the next week. Weekend podcast to accompany yesterday's newsletter and the week's earnings. I don't know that one, maybe I should pull that one out. Managing my portfolio during volatile times. This was August of last year because that's my birthday photo in front of IHOP, just so you know. 5 technical trading indicators and strategies to help keep emotions out of it. Again, this is a great section. And I don't think, I give a 7-day free trial. And so I think you could probably go through that in 7 days if you don't want to support the podcast. But I know you're a paid member, so I appreciate it, supporting the podcast. Yeah. Oh, Coral, that's awesome. I've got a thing under my eye. So good morning, Wendy. But yeah, so CCL, my take on CCL, Ben, if you can determine what the Trump administration is going to do, you're a better man than I am. But I will tell you, predicting what they will do has been an exercise in futility. And so the cruise lines basically got beaten down because one of their guys, I think the budget guy or something, went on Fox News and said all of these cruise ships that are not flying American flags, we want them to fly American flags. We want them to pay taxes. So there was a thought process that taxes are going to go up if you are a cruise operator. I don't know that that's 100% true, but just the threat of it brought high-flying cruise lines down by 10%, I think. God, man, YouTube must love you guys as an audience because I'm getting a ton of ads. And by the way, as you get ads as you're watching live on YouTube, buy fucking Google stock. I mean, honest to God, if you're annoyed by the ads on YouTube, buy YouTube stock. I did leverage ETFs already. Low cost Vanguard. Let's see if there's any Vanguard ETFs that passed up. But I do think that it's an overreaction. But am I willing to XRE? XLV, interesting. Healthcare got a cross up, and now it's 1% down, but it's hanging around that 200-day. We should have some in the watch list. Yeah, we've got PAR up there, McKesson, VRTX, and Mara. Mara at 16. This one has been pretty. I mean, you look at a weekly on this one. This has been pretty steady in this state since the beginning of last year. That's December. And when it hits there, it kind of pops up here at some point to 30. So, I mean, listen, the valuation is going to make this one a bit nuts, but that's an interesting play. J&J. From the Dow, that's the only Dow stock that seems to be bullish in the 4-hour algorithm. I always giggle when I see ANSS. Ross Stores, which is interesting. Now let's do the S&P 100. And this, by the way, is all automated for me. I'm just doing it to show you what you can do in the morning with Trendspider. LMT, Lockheed Martin, Metropolitan Life, and Altria. Yeah. So here's my thoughts, and I'll go over just so you don't have to hang out, Ben. So CCL, I think it's an overreaction. Now I do have a news story on it, Is it in the free section or the paid section? Let me see. Yeah. Cruise operators face tough water. So it's in the free section. But here's my thoughts on this. This has been a good one to trade in the 4-hour algorithm. Okay, CCL. It is an alpha pick. I own this based on alpha picks. But because it's a winner, I may actually look at buying this dip. I don't know that this is a horrible, horrible thing, but look at this since August. I mean, this was at $14 freaking dollars last August. You were up here at $28. You've doubled your money since August. If that doesn't deserve a pullback, I don't know what does. And it took the Trump administration to take this MACD that was up here on the weekly and pull it down, to take the RSI and pull it down. You're seeing this one came from an RSI December 16th. The stock was trading at 24 to 26. That's up there at 74. And today we're trading at 26, 24, 26. And the RSI is at 55. So I think from a standpoint of, I think they did you a favor. Honest to God, I think they did you a favor. I think they did. I mean, cruise lines are going to get hurt from it, but I mean, it's up 0.20. Royal Caribbean's the one that I think got really hurt. Yeah, 7%. They rebounded. I mean, just look at, if you take a 5-minute chart yesterday and you take a look at this, look at yesterday how it pulled down here to 23 and you're at 24. You got all the way up to 25 and there's a gap. You know when that old man at the pool, well, I'll save that joke for the podcast. We'll save that joke for the podcast. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. So with that, I'm going to open up the free portion. Okay, for paid members, we're going to go over App 11. Well, I'll do that kind of on the Chinese stocks. I think it's time to start buying Chinese stocks. And this article has great great Chinese ETFs if you want them. I think it's time. I mean, I do think it's time. Alibaba's up at 141. It's up 4%. I think money's flowing into them. I think it's time. We're going to go over, I was doom scrolling yesterday, and I saw Andrew Wilkinson post this particular post about, I found out how much we pay for DocuSign, and my jaw dropped. I'm going to kind of go over, okay, if you're seeing that, Andrew Wilkinson, founder, I believe, of companies, good podcast guest, as I've listened to him several times. I like it. I like it a lot. So, you know what? I need to go to, let's see, top 2025 stocks, because I want to post this headlines. Steve Tress. There we go. We're going to post this. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, we're just going to post this. Okay. We're going to post that one because I just want to make sure days like yesterday, you have your damn watch list available. And that's a watch list you should have. I don't care what service you have, whether it's Seeking Alpha Premium, whether it's a free service. Amazon is now the #1 quarterly revenue crown for the first time. Don't sleep on Amazon. This again, Amazon. Coin, I haven't seen the Coin article yet here on Seeking Alpha. Nobody's done it yet. Why not? Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I mean, right after their earnings, they're up 4.2. I still own CONL, by the way, at a very big loss. Yeah. Cruises are kind of, by the way, 29 people and 12 thumbs up. You guys can do better than that. I don't know why I'm only getting 29 people. I mean, there were a couple hundred in here the other day, but maybe, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Amazon, there we go. And here's the article on the cruise operators. I do think this is an opportunity to just buy the dip, but when do you buy the dip? Now, the biggest dip of all is United Healthcare. It's down 12% at 438. We pulled this one out. There was a reason we pulled it out of the core portfolio. So this particular tweet was great from Ryan. It just kind of points out that, hey, we have an opportunity. So that's the portion, and then we'll go into paid members. App Lovin' to including foreign stocks. Wah, 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 wah. Gold plays. An update. And then we're going to go over DocQ. Yeah, 4 we'll go over. And what do you do? Okay. I'm like you, Chris. I do trade China. I don't necessarily own China. It's one of those things. I mean, I don't think investing outside of the United States is necessarily a bad thing, but I don't trust the Chinese companies enough to pour billions of dollars into. Remember, when you're buying BABA on the New York Stock Exchange, you're buying a Caribbean piece of paper that potentially could be taken away with the Chinese government. It is illegal for non-Chinese citizens to actually own Chinese stock in Chinese companies. So what they do is they open up these offshore Caribbean accounts that actually are the stocks that are traded on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ. And so those companies are able to raise the money, bring it back into China, repatriate it, and you're able to get exposure. The only legitimate stock in the companies are from the Hong Kong exchange. And there is one ETF, I forget which it is, but it's traded out of London that actually has the China stuff. Palantir's up 2%. Let's see. I mean, there's the up here in the upper right, that is the core portfolio watch list. And good God, I mean, there's a lot of green. For futures that are down by a lot, S&P's up 0.15. Looks like it's coming back. Yeah. S&P futures. This doesn't tell us pre-market though. It does, I guess, at 8:55 because the futures are trading. You can see the futures have come up. Yeah. 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 Wah, 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 wah. Okay. Market data. Energy killed it. Real estate beat, most of the sectors. Financial services took it on the chin. Buy the dip. Let's see. What was the equity sectors? Low volatility won yesterday. USMV. Global, let's see, countries yesterday. China was up 1.86%. The U.S. was down at the bottom, VTI. Bonds yesterday did okay. Commodities, we can see soybeans were the big one, SOYB. Currencies, you can see that. I mean, let's see the bonds. Bond, the 10-year is at 4.5. 1 month ago, it was up 4.54. You know, what's interesting is, hey, you know, I've said don't pull out of the market. I thought there was going to be a pullback in the second half of February, but there hasn't been. Let's see. JB Hunt got a big buy, $9 million from James Robo. Resolute got a big buy, $5 million. CWS, Zurin Elkway Water Solutions Corp. got a huge sell. Huge sell, 3 of them. $299 million. Crashed the stock. Looks like it's crashing anyway. They're getting out of a sinking ship. More Hunter. You know what, Hunter? I did not. I wish I would have. I did not get into Palantir under 100. I wish I would have. I think it'll be back there. Here's the thing. I'll bring it up. Yeah. Okay. Because and I actually did not make any trades yet. I got very lazy yesterday. You know, and it's hard because I love doing this show, but 100%, I'm burned out after, you know, being up at 6, 5 in the morning sometimes, on my phone, doom scrolling in bed to find topics to talk about and things to do. And then coming on here about 8:30 in the morning and then going off and editing the video and editing the newsletter. It's noontime. I've had a full 8-hour day. So last thing I want to do is, you know, hey, let me go and do my stocks. So it's hard. It's hard. It's not easy. But okay, I'm going to hit record now and we're going to start going. Yeah. I mean, $100 is you've got an army of people, not to, you know, bring in the defense up, but you've got an army of people that are just buying and holding, 100% just buying and holding. So, okay. Good morning. It is Friday, February 21st. Is it the last Friday in February? No, next week is. Next week, by the way, I'm going to have some crazy travel at the end of next week. I think Friday I'm going to be off, and then the following week I may do one show, but I'm going to be traveling. Just be aware. It's going to be a little bit sporadic but from now until next Thursday, you're going to get a show a day. We were up yesterday, down yesterday. I don't know. I mean, there was quite a bit of scare. The morning candle down 0.74%. The afternoon candle up 0.47. Down 0.74, up 0.47. It is what it is. I mean, again, you're either in this market or you're out. Have we lost confirmation? Not completely, but the 9-day does seem to be turning negative. But in pre-market, the Qs are up. We've got a big show. I'm going to talk about United Healthcare. I'm going to talk about Coinbase. I'm going to talk about the cruise operators, trying to determine what Trump is doing. Amazon, we'll talk about that versus Walmart. Palantir, yesterday dipped up to 100. Meta dipped under 700. Walmart, I went over it yesterday for the paid subscribers. Just make sure you have a watch list. We'll talk about watch list. Mag 7, doom scrolling and finding stuff. China. Is it time to get into China? And for the paid members, I'm going to be going over a stock that's actually going to compete with AppLovin. They announced that, and AppLovin took a dip yesterday. Earnings plays I like, foreign stocks. A gold play that I put up for the paid subscribers isn't working out. Cut your weeds. Cut your weeds. DocuSign. We'll talk about how a tweet can turn into an investment opportunity. So here's the markets. I mean, again, I have said this before. We are trading sideways on the weekly. It's not, this weekly candle, it's super, super small. This may feel horrible to you. The market may feel super, super nervous. But we're now at Friday, and the entire market has moved 0.47% on the Qs. 0.47%. Your low was 532. Your high was 540. We hit it yesterday. Right now in pre-market, you're at 539. Do we get above that 540 and hold it? Who knows? Who knows? But the MACD, super high. You can see declining volume on the Qs. That may be the Mag 7 coming out. Maybe people are just, putting their money somewhere else. So let's go over and let's look at VOO. Does the weekly, you can see the 4-hour here on VOO. We talked about it. That was the November 16th, where I said, hey, get in. And we're up 4% since then. You can see the MACD crossed up, maybe crossing down a little bit. The RSI's at 58. You go over to the weekly, we're still stretched. We're still in that range that I said since December. We're at the top of this range. Is this going to turn into support? Who knows? Who knows? But that MACD is 13 points above the oscillator. Last time this happened, in July, we went down. Last time we were up here on the MACD, you went down 10%. We could use a nice little pullback. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. How do you protect against it? Well, maybe you use the 4-hour algorithm, okay? To find entries into VOO, you can use the 4-hour algorithm. Got you in here at 544. You're trading at 561 right now. Got you in here at 542. Did you get out with a 0.20% or before this drop in mid-December? I'm not getting in and out of VOO very often. I'm doing more buying than I am selling in VOO. And it's managing the portfolio. But if you like the charts, if you like the 4-hour algorithm, again, back testing VOO, just on buy when it tells you to, take emotions out of it. Over the past 24 months, there are 18 positions taken. 24 months, 18 positions. So you're not trading every day. Okay? 39% on those 18 positions. You win 67% of the time. Okay, average win 4%, average loss 2%. Buying and holding, you make 49%. So you make 10% more over the past 2 years by just buying and holding. Doesn't mean that you don't buy on the way up. Buy it when take emotion out of it. Here's the thing. We're going into the weekend. Go over to Linktree, linktr.ee. The link is down below. It says it right on the screen, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. The top link, Trendspider. You can get a 2-week trial for $20. Okay, try it. You don't get my 4-hour algorithm, but you can go to Trendspider's blog and import a ton of their strategies. See if it works on some stocks that you like for the next 2 weeks. Go and set alerts. Go and open up a trading bot. Let it trade for you. 1-minute charting, 2-hour back test. Again, you can go and back test all of these things. And if you want the enhanced version, this comes with a ton of training. Throughout the year, you can get a lot of services here from Trendspider, $20 for 14 days. Go and try it. Okay, VOO. Now, we talked about, fearful. Ryan Dietrich, wow, the AA sentiment. Bears have been above 40% for 3 consecutive weeks. In the history of this survey, starting in 1987, that has never happened. 40% for the consecutive 3 weeks. It's never happened with stocks at all-time highs. Investors are scared. Stocks are making new highs. That is long-term bullish. Okay, we talked about the CNN fear and greed. We talked about that with it being in the fear. Look, it's right now neutral. We came up a little bit since that was posted on Monday, but it's still fearful. And what does Warren Buffett say? Be greedy when other people are fearful. Be fearful when other people are greedy. It's bullish for the markets. Some of you may remember United Healthcare came out of the daily stock pick core portfolio when Luigi took his little, psychopath killing of the executive. Now, you can say what you want about that. He was upset about United Healthcare denying him coverage or denying, everybody coverage, made a definite community statement. Some people are behind him. I don't condone killing somebody over this, but now the DOJ may be entering a probe to actually investigate United Healthcare for their billing practices. Doesn't mean it's a criminal investigation, but in pre-market, this stock is down 11%. Now, we took this out at around 500. I said, hey, it can pop up here to 550, and it has. But you buy it under 500 and you sell it over 500. And it's not in the core portfolio. This has been in a very, very weakly position right here. You are trading in the pre-market. You are trading at 443. It has broken this line. It's done it before. April 8th, it went down to a low of 436. That may be where you're going down to. The next one would be $380. There is not a lot of volume down at this area. And so at some point in time, this stock becomes a buy, but for right now, it's not in the core portfolio. Look at this. This is a 419. If you look over on the right-hand side, you can see some volume. There's no volume down here. There's no anchor to catch this on a weekly basis. It is incredibly expensive. It is the number one healthcare provider here in the U.S. You can see the valuation. Wall Street says it's a strong buy, $637 price target. When you go to the revisions, though, everybody's bringing it down. So I wouldn't trust Wall Street on this one. They just haven't caught up to the fact that this one is in trouble. The quant has. It's a hold. It's been a hold for a very, very long time. We can go back and we can look. In fact, rather than scrolling, we'll just go back. It has never been, for the past year, it has never been a strong buy. Okay, we can go to the 3-year. Back here in 10/19/2023 when it was trading at 531. 531. 2 years ago, 2023. It has been dead weight. It has been dead weight. So just understand, even though this is again, if you go to XLV, which actually has a cross up in the 4-hour algorithm today, and you go to holdings, Eli Lilly is the number 1. United Healthcare is number 2. Okay, that is a super, super stock that is bound to fall. So this reaction is not an overreaction. Personally, doesn't fit my risk profile. I don't want to be in this one. I just don't. We talked about Oscar Healthcare yesterday. That one's not going down. That one's not going up either. Oscar Healthcare yesterday, I talked about that one. It's up 2.74%. The guy who put $100,000 into that one yesterday, he's happy he didn't put it into United Healthcare. I know I saw Stephanie Link yesterday who bought more United Healthcare, who probably will be on CNBC today answering to that one. So, but again, I don't like it. Stay out of it. For me, I want to stay out of anything that has to do with administration stuff. Now, here's another administration thing. Cruise operators face rough waters under Trump administration. This is Barry Lutnick, who is I forget who he is. Speaking to Fox News, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick hinted that tax status, which favors shipping companies that fly under flags of convenience, would end under the Trump administration. Cruise operators and shippers, they basically don't house their stuff. It's the Bahamas, Panama, Malta, and the Marshall Islands. So the cruise operators got killed. Royal Caribbean down 7%. I think in Alpha Picks, there are 2 cruise operators. It's CCL and Royal Caribbean. Okay? Is this an overreaction? I think so. So they haven't said what they're going to do. But guessing what the administration is going to do is an action in futility. You're just not going to do it. There's no freaking way you can do it. Now, what I like about CCL is this one right down here. It's at 24.67. So you can see this one coming down. But it looks like it might hold that 200-day as support. Now, the MACD, well under the oscillator right there. The RSI, 34. When you look at the weekly, it's still stretched. But just like, you go to the pool, and there's an old dude sitting there with his swim trunks on, and he's on that lounger chair, and he spreads his legs like, there's a dog coming up to pet him, but he's got no dog in front of him. You're getting an eye full of testicles. That's what I call the gap shot. And gaps like to be filled. You've got a gap on the weekly up here between 39 and 42. At some point in time, I like this to do this. You've got the golden cross here. This pullback right here, okay, the weekly candle this week, its low is 23.42. Now, is CCL or Royal Caribbean, both of them, Royal Caribbean just turned to a hold. I think it was recently a hold. Yeah, let's see. It was 11 November. It turned from a strong buy to a hold. Okay, that's Royal Caribbean. Now its Wall Street price target is 287. That's a 17% upside. Just realize this may not affect the cruise stocks until something is actually announced. That is why it's reacting, but I do think this is an overreaction. You've got CCL, which is a strong buy, $29. Still doesn't get it to that gap. But I like it. I like this one a lot. If you're going to buy one, I would buy CCL over Royal Caribbean just because I think the upside is there. I mean, we can look at the Royal Caribbean stock chart. I think Royal Caribbean, they had an explosive growth. I think they've actually done a little bit better. But you can see the golden cross on this weekly came way back in September 2023. I just like Carnival to actually, I haven't gone on any of these cruises. I am not big into cruise lines, but I do like adding to these as part of my Alpha Picks portfolio. And what's Alpha Picks? You might say, what's Alpha Picks? Well, go over to Linktree. Okay, you can click on this fourth link, Alpha Picks. It is a data-driven portfolio where you get a pick on the 1st, a pick on the 15th, and they tell you when to sell. It's a data-managed, a rules-based portfolio. And look at the performance, 180% versus the S&P at 61%. Now, you want to go in and you want to actually look and evaluate the stocks, you need the bundle. You want to do what I just did with the two stocks, you need the bundle. So get premium and Alpha Picks together and save $159. That is the second link right here. It is the best value for you to do. This is how I look at stocks. You just saw me go through it. I looked at that. I said, okay, Wall Street thinks it's worth much more. I see a golden cross on the weekly. I like it. And then choose your poison. Okay, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to put you on a little countdown real quick.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock.
Okay, that was less than 3 minutes. So, 17 thumbs up and 43 people watching. Come on, you can do better than that. So we were on the Carnival Cruise Line. I'm going to hit record again. Now, Carnival may be an overreaction, but you know what I know is an overreaction? And I couldn't find it. And let me see if they posted anything about it. Coinbase, the CEO basically came out. No, they still haven't posted anything about it. It's up 4%. The CEO came out and said the SEC is now dropping the litigation against them. I love Brian Armstrong. I think he's a fantastic CEO. In fact, I am still holding CONL, which is up, let's see, 8% in the pre-market. It's up 8%, but I am down big on this one. And it's because it's a triple leveraged ETF on a daily basis. I bought about 43, I believe. And the stock right today, maybe I bought at 44, 40, something like that. It's trading at $37. We've seen this just lose its legs. Okay? This is a decaying asset. This is why you don't hold it for multiple days. And I don't know when I'm going to learn my freaking lesson. I shouldn't be holding this for multiple days. Now, over the last 24 months, this is 27 positions. You make 334%. Buying and holding, you make only 299%. So I should absolutely not be in this one right now, as the algorithm got me out with a 20% loss. But I'm still, for some reason, stuck in this one. I will probably take the loss today and just not hold it over the weekend, because this stock, even though reporting, Coinbase has reported a crazy good earnings. And you can see Coinbase right here, it just hasn't done well since its earnings. Do I think it's an overreaction? Absolutely. Am I going to double down on a double leverage ETF? No. Again, you have to know when to pick your battles. That's part of managing your portfolio. So one that I think is not, Amazon slicing through its 6-month of trend zone support. Is this an overreaction? Abso-freaking-lutely. I have a ton of Amazon. And we can look at this one right here. Do I think that it's going through its support level? No. Here on the 4-hour, you can see I have outlined 2 lines. There's a green line, which I think is the upper portion, and there's a red line. That comes from a weekly chart. Okay, this chart that they're showing right now, this is a daily chart. You have to know your charts. You have to know what you're looking at. That's a weekly chart. And looking at that, I said, okay, look at this potential right here. That's going to be my top. That's going to be my bottom. And we're in this channel. Am I selling out of this? No. But when it gets down here to this red one, I am absolutely buying. You want to know why? Amazon now takes the quarterly revenue crown from Walmart. Walmart, an absolute overreaction, but you went into earnings yesterday at over $100 after Amazon was up huge. Now, Walmart was up huge. Look at Walmart's performance, okay? Over 1 year, this is up 65%, and that includes a 6% drop yesterday. Over 5 years, it's up 147%. This is a slow and steady grower. Okay, it's a hold in the quant. Amazon, on the other hand, if we go and look at this one, Amazon, on the other hand, is a strong buy. And it's up in pre-market 0.19, but it has been on a slide. It has been on a slide. 1 year, you're up 33%. 5 year, you're up 107%. Walmart is beating Amazon. Let's go and look at this. Select the symbols. We'll just go in and we'll look at Walmart versus Amazon. This is how you use the tools of Seeking Alpha Premium. Okay, let's look at this. Look at Walmart over 1 year. Amazon's up 33%. Walmart's not one of the bag 7. This is why you have retailers in your portfolio. Look at 3 years. Walmart's up 113%. Amazon's up 48%. And Amazon just took the quarterly revenue crown. Look at 6 months. Amazon's starting to catch up, or Walmart's coming down. One or the other. Look at 1 month. Either Amazon's going to catch up or Walmart's going to come down and it comes crashing. If we have a recession, you're going to come crashing. I like to think that, hey, we're going to have this, this is a buying opportunity. I'm a fan of Amazon. Now, if you want to run the 4-hour algorithm in Amazon, it makes you 65% versus buying and holding makes you 128%, 23 positions over 24 months. You win 57% of the time, but it just doesn't time the bottom well. So when it tells you to buy it. Because when you look at this weekly, we are in an upward trend. You are in a bull market until you're not. And I do think Amazon is one of those that continues to win. That is a bull market right there in Amazon. And if we break down, I think you have the 50-day here at 200. That's a 10% down move. Doesn't feel comfortable to lose 10%. But 5 years from now, I think you're up. Are you up as much as Walmart? We'll take a look at, Amazon versus Walmart. If we look at this one, does it have? No, we're going to edit these symbols. We're just going to look at Amazon versus Walmart because I want to look at just the PE and other things. You can compare them. See, you've got your charts right there. You can see market cap. Walmart's only Walmart's not even a $1 trillion company. Amazon's a $2 trillion company. They have fewer employees. Okay, they have a ton of analysts covering it. Walmart doesn't have a ton of analysts covering it. But the valuation, Walmart's F. Valuation of Amazon, C. You can look at 1 month return. I think Amazon is just due for a push up. Now, the PE, the valuation, they're about the same. About the same. The revenue growth, look at Amazon, 10% versus Walmart at 5%. Walmart ran up way too much to justify what they're doing, but they are growing. Oh, excuse me. They are growing. I like Walmart. I like Amazon. I have both of them in my portfolio. Okay. Part of this is just making sure you have a watch list. Days like yesterday, make sure you have your watch list available. One of the watch list is this 2025 top stocks. I haven't looked at how they're doing, but again, have your watch list available. Whatever system you have in place, have 5 stocks that you want to buy if they pull back 5% or more. You don't ask questions. They pull back 5%, you start adding to them. Have your watch list available. One of my watch lists is the Daily Stock Pick Core Portfolio. I said yesterday I was going to buy Palantir when it got under 100. It got under 100 yesterday. Did I buy it? Nope. I just got lazy. But it did yesterday. Let's see, February 20th. It got to the low. Let's see, the low was 95.80. It's now at 107. You could have made yourself a nice 10% gain. Could have made a huge gain yesterday. Again, I don't like this gap between 84 and 99. Now that we saw it come in, I'm going to have another chance, I believe, to buy this. It's expensive. Walmart, I went over just now. Another one. Meta, I said buy it under 700. It's at 702 right now. Algorithm got you out yesterday. Do I want to get into this one? No. When the algorithm got me out with a nice 12% gain. Again, if you're trading Meta over the last 2 years, 22 positions, 24 months, 22 positions, you make 150%. I want to take emotion out of it. So I want to buy it when the algorithm gets me back in. Is that going to be at 710? I don't think so. It's at 703 right now. It's on its way up. We just snapped a 20-day winning streak on this stock. The MACD resetting, but when you go to the weekly, it's still stretched. It's setting up a very nice platform right there at 700. So again, those are the types of days that you want to have a watch list. whatever platform you're using. Now, Mag 7, let's look at this one. Yeah, the Mag 7. That's just Walmart again for some reason. Mag 7, price action coiling, volume is going down. Is this the end of the Mag 7? This is MAGS. That's the Magnificent 7 ETF. It's just an equal weighted of that. Are they coming down? Absolutely. Are they created equal? Nope. You know, this is a daily chart going back to November, where November and December, where Apple really took off. You can see how that one went up. They were just, again, it's squeezing. Where's it going to go? That's one. You can't see it down here. You can see it up here. This is the TTM squeeze indicator from Trendspider. Again, they have tons and tons of indicators that you can use. So, Mag 7, am I getting out? Nope. Nope, absolutely not. I was doom scrolling yesterday, and this is one of the things that I'm going to go over for the paid subscribers. This is Andrew Wilkinson, and he posted, I just found out how much we're paying for DocuSign, and my jaw dropped. What's the best alternative? Is there something free or stupid cheap? That's when you want to go in. Does this turn into a trading opportunity? Is DocuSign too expensive? I will go into it for the paid subscribers, but let's just look at it from a technical perspective, okay? The 4-hour algorithm over the past 24 months makes you 53%, 23 positions. You win 43% of the time. If you bought and held, you made 39%. You can see they had a huge gap up on their last earnings. What are we seeing now? We're seeing it come back to the 200-day where that gap started at 83. Is this a buying opportunity? We'll take a look at the weekly. Is it a high-flying stock? Looks like the 200 days moving down, but your 50 days moving up. Your Bollinger Bands are cinching up. Your MACD not super extended. But this one looks like it might be an opportunity. Again, I'm going to go into more for the paid members, but that's how you find something on social media, and you take a look at it. Andrew Wilkinson, he's a co-founder of Tiny. We own Dribble, Letterbox, AeroPress. He's a founder, 35 other companies. He's an author. He's got 304,000 followers, and he's got a ton of social clout. When he posts something like that, and then all of a sudden you start seeing people, post about the other opportunities that are out there, that's disruption. That's when you want to take a look. Is it high flying? Is it expensive? We'll find out if it's trading opportunity. I do think, by the way, it's an opportunity right now to get into China. Some of these names are stupid cheap, and there's a lot of money flowing into them. Okay? This particular article has a ton of China ETFs. Am I loading up into them personally? Remember, my goal here is to provide you opportunity. You have your own risk profile. Am I taking every trade that I bring up? No, I am not that guy. This is not that podcast. If you want one of those douchey podcasts, go and find them. There are plenty of them out there. If you want a portfolio that is actually back tested where you don't even have to think, that's Alpha Picks. If you want to find your own opportunities, that's what Seeking Alpha Premium provides you. And you can get Premium by it's free. You don't have to get Alpha Picks. You can get Seeking Alpha Premium. And you can go over here and go to your top stocks and it'll pull it up. One of the stock screener that Steve Kress likes, he likes this Stocks by Quant. And he just looks at this. Palantir's up there. AppLovin's up there. VNet's up there. In fact, you can take these tools. I'm going to go over a couple right now. Let's see. I provide scans. Nobody's been complaining that I didn't provide the scans in the newsletter, but I provide scans usually every day. Now, I've been slacking on that, but if you look at them, right here, MINSO. This is one. Top stock from, I think, 2023. This one has an entry in the 4-hour algorithm today. And this is what Trendspider does. You have your watch list. It will alert you when there's an entry. This is Par Pacific Holdings, PARR, has an entry into the 4-hour algorithm. Again, watch list, NMST, SMST. This is a daily, this is MicroStrategy, short MicroStrategy. This one has an entry. It had you in here at 405. Guess where you're at? You're at 514. That's where you're at, 514. So it's got an entry into the 4-hour algorithm. MSTZ. This is a T-Rex. This is an inverse MicroStrategy. Boy, what's going on with MicroStrategy? So there are a ton. I provide all of those. Now, the rest of this podcast is going to be for paid members. One, I'll be going over a software play that just reported earnings that is actually competing with AppLovin. And if you haven't seen AppLovin, if you haven't seen this chart, okay, we talk about being stretched on a weekly. Look at that weekly chart. Okay, going back here to just January 2024, you're trading at 46. Okay, that's 1 year. You're at $445. That ain't a bad place to be. Your 200 days down here at 74. That's a large stock, okay? This particular software company is competing with AppLovin. It took them down yesterday. This period is down 13%. The high this week was 519. The low, 427. You're trading at 449 right now. And it was because of yesterday's earnings play and this new company that's taking them on. I will also be going over earnings plays that I like with foreign stocks, things of that sort. Gold plays, one that I suggested isn't working out. It's about how to cut your weeds. Don't water them, cut them, and how I played that in my portfolio. And then we'll talk about DocuSign. So that's all coming up on the paid newsletter. Again, if you're not in the newsletter, it's right here. Everything is at the link tree. You can sign up for Webull. Get up to 20 free shares of stocks when you just input. I have a Webull account. I love Webull. Okay, my Webull account is like $11,500. I started with $1,000, and it's up at like $11,500, I think now. Yeah, $11,519. It was way up this morning, I think at 11.6. It's basically Apple, iBit, Google, MSTX, which I'm actually down 20% on. But again, it's a smaller position, NVIDIA, Spotfiy, and Tesla. So I've got all of that in my my Webull portfolio. And I love that Webull portfolio because I play bets. $1,000 is what I would normally bet on like sports betting. I put it in there and I haven't had to add to it at all. So if you have any questions, my email's up here, or you can reply to the newsletter or comment on the newsletter or join our Facebook group or join anything. Okay, I'm completely open. If you don't hear from me on the weekend, I will talk to you Monday. Okay, take care. Bye. Yeah, I mean, just Lewis. AppLovin is overpriced. I mean, look at AppLovin. Okay, price to earnings. Go and look at price to earnings. Okay, that's it. PE. Go and Google price to earnings and go and read about it. Okay, PE is a standard metric. You can look at price to sales. You can do Investopedia has all of this stuff. And by the way, Lewis, Gary, can you explain to a dummy like me how a stock like AppLovin can go to over $500, but Palantir realistically can't go up as high the same amount without being overpriced? Yes. That is a prompt that you should be putting into Perplexity, Lewis. Explain to me like a 5-year-old how that happens. So, AppLovin's market cap, the number of shares versus the price that's in the market, $153 billion. Okay. So they have they have floated. If you go over to FinViz, okay, I'm going to do this just so you can see on FinViz because I want to show you where you would look if you don't have Seeking Alpha. I don't know if you do or not. But here's the shares outstanding, 309 million. Okay, 309 million shares for AppLovin. You times that by the price, 450, you get to the market cap of 153 billion. Then you get to Palantir. And you take the shares outstanding, 2.24 billion. Okay? 2.24 billion. And you get the share price, and that comes out to $249 billion. Okay? Then you take the earnings, the PE at 561. This is the time, the price of the stock to their earnings. And the forward PE is to their estimated earnings. Okay, their projected earnings. And you look at PE of Palantir is 561. The PE of AppLovin is 99. That's how it's overpriced. The price of the stock to the earnings. And that's all that it looks at. And if you want to look at, you want to know exactly what that is, price to earnings, you can look at, let's say, Perplexity. You don't have to ask Gary this, Lewis. You have to ask Perplexity. What is PE ratio? And it'll find you an answer, and it goes to Wikipedia. There you go. And you know what I'm going to do? Let's see. We're going to take this, and we're going to copy this. Can I copy? Let me see. Copy. We're going to do this. New thread. I just took, Lewis, your question and put it into Perplexity. To understand why AppLovin stock can reach over $500 while Palantir stock may not go as high. There you go. Market capitalization, revenue growth, profitability, valuation, business model, market perception. That is it. And if you don't understand any of this, again, Lewis, you can ask me all you want. I am not the market expert on this. There are plenty of tools out there to do it. So, Gary, what do you consider a high short percentage? I mean, what is a high short percentage in a stock? Let's see. Let's see what typically means short interest above 10% is considered fairly high. I mean, I'm not a short person. Short interest above 50% of the float is exceptionally high. Short interest above 20% is extremely high, suggesting very strong bearish probabilities. You know, again, use the tools in front of you. AI is a tool. It's free for everybody. And I'm no, by no means an expert. So you've got to use the tools that are in front of you. There's your lesson for the day. I just literally took your two questions from Lewis and DG, put them into AI. And I didn't answer you. So this is what I talk about when you do the work. And I love that you guys ask these questions. But the reality of the situation is I'm on for an hour, maybe two a day. And when you have these questions pop up, rather than watching a Netflix documentary, rather than sitting playing video games, rather than sitting and discussing politics with friends, go and ask AI a question that pops into your head and go down a rabbit hole. Honestly, there are so many rabbit holes that you can go down in the world. The day's donkey. Do I think that I think it is a problem that NVIDIA pulled out because I do think that maybe they need to get some money. So remember, SoundHound's not making money. It has no financial ability. You know, it's making $67 million. But their the operating expenses. Here it is. Their revenue is $67 million, but their operating expenses $93 million. That's hard. That's super hard. But that's $67 million in revenues. It's going up. Look at how much that's going up. So it's going up tremendously. You know, in December 2019, you were making $7.7 million. In December 2023, you're making $45 million. That's a good sign. But SoundHound will need to probably dilute shareholders. Their profitability, not great. I mean, you know, their gross profit margin, great, 60%, but they're spending a ton of money. So do I think that it's bad? I do think that it's bad. This doesn't fit my risk profile. But if I did want to make some money on it, I would trade the 4-hour algorithm. The 4-hour algorithm makes you 1,227% versus 182% over the past 24 months. Now it got you out here. It's 6% loss. Doesn't feel good, but these things happen. You can use the moving averages to do this. Now you got a gap here between 11 and 14. I think you fill that one. So, again, I like this one. This one coming up with earnings. I think they might pop on earnings with some type of announcement. They just made some announcement, I think with Shake Shack or something. So, am I in this? Full disclosure, no. So, I'm a large cap tech investor, and right now SoundHound has a market cap of $4 billion, which is considered micro cap. So, but Wall Street has, 7 analysts. They think it's worth $12. They've chased it, up a little bit. It's come back down to realistic numbers. I think that's the biggest thing, is that you're going to have to deal with volatility if you buy and hold this one. I'd rather trade it on the 4-hour algorithm until it turns into a real business. That would be my thing. Okay, with that, I am out of here. Hopefully I answered everybody's questions. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Okay, take care. Say bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.